Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
Dallas,
Hi,
it's
you,
a new
Jared.
day. Hey, look at us.
Look at you.
Look at us.
Hey, it's a nice shirt you're wearing.
Yeah,
That's
this is
a
for
nice shirt
Freddie. This is for Freddie. Yeah.
Fuck you, Freddie. Yeah, fuck you, Freddie. Jared, you shut up. Let me fucking handle this. Freddie, you kiss my ass. My entire ass, Freddie. The Crawford boxes couldn't keep him there. The Breggy bombs couldn't keep him there. Your awesome, oversized, red fucking giant cowboy hats couldn't keep him there. None of it could keep Bregman in the Crawford boxes.
Yeah.
Freddie, shit just got real for you, pal. Oh,
Yeah.
that felt great.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for me. I'm happy for you that you had that moment. For anyone that doesn't know, dating back to the starting 9 days, there's a very dedicated listener of ours. His name is Freddie. He's a huge Astros fan. And, you know, when you're a fan of a team that has a dynasty in place, you're going to talk a lot of shit. And the best part about it is Freddie did reach out last night to say, like, congratulations, like, take care of him and all that. And I was like, fuck you, Freddie. You know?
Yeah. And you know what? Freddie appreciated every bit of that.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah. I mean, he's a good sport, huge Astros fan. And I woke up this morning very happy about Alex Bregman signing with the Boston Red Sox. And I was like, you know what? Today's not about me. Today's not about Bregman. It's not about the Red Sox. It's about Freddie. I feel for you. I feel for you. The first thing I did was go in my closet, take out my Astros jersey, put it on. And I was like, this one's for Freddie. So just know that we're thinking of you, brother.
Man, I wish I would have known you were wearing the Astros jersey, because I would have gone in and grabbed my fucking Nolan Ryan throwback, man. And we
That's what
just
this
fucking.
is. This is a Nolan Ryan.
Is that the Nolan throwback?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, we'd have Eiffel Towered him with the Express. Oh.
Yeah. I had someone, I forget what jersey I was wearing that prompted the discussion, but someone had tweeted me being like, I think it's weird that you're such a diehard Red Sox fan, but you wear other teams' jerseys. And my policy is, if I have another team's jersey, it's either a former Red Sox that went to a new team, or it's someone that's retired and it's a legend from that team. Like, I don't, like, I got like a Pedro Mets, I got a Manny Dodgers. This is obviously Nolan Ryan. I get the Michael Jack Schmidt Phillies. I does it count? Because I mean, I think it should count. I'm still in the market for Jose Fernandez Marlins jersey. He played while I was a fan, but he was my favorite pitcher at the time. I mean, you can say what you want about like what happened afterwards, but still,
he's on your all-time favorite list.
Yeah, he's certainly up there. But yeah, I think I've always said it. I'm a baseball fan first. I'm a Red Sox fan second. And I'm also, I sympathize with the listeners of the show. Like, you know, if you're a listener of this show, if you're a BID diehard, then I have love for you, and I have love for Freddie. And that's why, you know, my heart goes out to him today. It's got to be a tough morning for him.
Hey, Freddie,
Fuck
take,
you.
turn, Freddie, take 2 seconds to turn the volume up right now and make sure all your friends are around listening to this.
Yeah.
You ready? Fuck off, Freddie. Fucking wear it. Fucking wear it. Fucking wear it. I do want to take this time to congratulate the great folks at Dunks. Jake, the friends that you have made over the offseason. You have pushed, you have implored them, and for the most part, they have listened. For the most part, they've nailed the order.
Here, Dallas. Yeah.
Coffee, a little bit of cream, and a fucking bat.
Jake went to the drive-thru this morning. Here it is.
So good.
Hey, I just wanted to swing by and say thank you for everything you guys did this offseason. I know I didn't ask for Crochet and Bregman specifically, but because of what you did, the Red Sox feel like the Red Sox for the first time in a really long time. So just wanted to tip my cap and grab a medium hot coffee with just a little bit of cream. Just the coffee is great. Thank you so much.
I mean, just another great job by Dunks to be like, do you want anything else? You know, like she was sitting there being like, you know, is there more to the order? Because we'd be happy to serve you, Jake. It was a mutually beneficial relationship this whole offseason. Jake did his work. He put in the time. Garrett Crochet to the Sox. That was during the winter meetings. And then a big surprise last night. We were in the middle of recording section 10. And if you haven't seen the clip, it was chaos. Someone someone was like, you got, wow, fake reaction. We were literally in the middle of recording section 10. And Coley was like, oh shit. Yeah. And we're all like, what? We're all scrambling.
Coley smelled fire. Coley was like,
when I tell you, maybe 2 seconds less after Coley drops the oh shit, I get a FaceTime from Bregman. And when I unlocked my phone and looked at his face, he was deadpan. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, the Yankee? Is it the Yankees? And then he panned the phone down to his son, who was wearing a Red Sox cap, and then my brain exploded. Like, it very seldom in my life do I have these moments where you have such excitement that the back of your skull like vibrates and like feels numb. Like it was one of those moments where I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. What was I saying, John Heyman? What was the thing that I was talking about?
I can't even believe it. Thank you, John. I can't even believe it.
That's how I felt. And I think it's because, being plugged into the negotiations or kind of just the Bregman market as it went for 99.5% of this thing, the Red Sox didn't have a shot compared to what other teams were coming in at. I said,
hold on.
Go ahead.
I feel like that doesn't ring as true today, though. I mean, one, because we have the numbers, but and this is what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about Craig Breslow, and I'll do that later because I know you guys had it. I mean, it was a fucking incredible moment last night for the whole S10 crew to have that pop off right when you guys are getting it down. But after, let me ask you this, Jake and Jared, what was your initial reaction to what was happening, numbers aside, everything aside, and simply because the narrative has sort of been, are they going to make a push? Are they making a move? It feels like the effort hasn't quite been like full force. Like, is there more we can do? So when this happens, what was the initial reaction? Like, did you care about the money? Did you care about the years? Did any of that matter? Or was it, fuck, finally, we fucking got the job done?
I think it was finally we got the job done first and foremost, because I know no one feels bad for us, and I'm not asking for anyone to feel bad for us because I'm sure fans of other teams like, fuck you guys won 4 World Series titles. But the years in between are just wasted years of my life. Like, I need you to understand that all I care about outside of my family is baseball and the Boston Red Sox and these shows, my career. And they go hand in hand because if the Red Sox are good, things are better for both shows. And it felt like for 3 years that we were in purgatory. I think we still put out great content. Obviously, the Red Sox don't really impact baseball is dead. It impacts my mood for sure every day. Like, I'm happier today but it's those years in between where it's like, all right, yeah, like, after winning in 2007, like 2011 was the biggest collapse ever in a regular season. Then 2012 was a nightmare. Like, I've told the story a million times. That was my first year getting paid to write. I wanted to go into the Marines after. I was like, this is so fucking miserable. I'd rather be in Iraq. Then they won the World Series. Then they finished in last place twice in a row. Then they had 3 years where they won the division title, and it capped off with a World Series title in 2018. Then 2019, huge flop. 2020, the worst season ever. They trade Mookie Betts. It's a joke of a season. 2021, you come up for air. Then 2022 through 2024, it's purgatory. You're not like, you're like in it until the All-Star break, and then you fade off. So it's like they give you a little bit of hope. You don't truly believe in the team, and then they just show you who they really are, and they don't make the playoffs. So having the Red Sox push their chips in and actually sign Alex Bregman, like actually go get the player, that is a change of pace, because ever since the Mookie Betts trade, it's just been a bunch of 1-year deals for, rolling the dice projects. It's been the James Paxton signings of the world. We'll sign you for 2 years, but you're rehabbing for the first year, and we'll maybe see you in the second half in the second year of that deal. It's just been a lot of like hopelessness as a fan. And I know, again, no one is shedding tears for us, but when you have an ownership that showers you and spoils you and then just takes it all away it's like emotional abuse. I'm like, I still love you for what you did in the past, but I kind of hate you for what you're doing to me right now. And I have to atone for it. People will come at me because I have a freelance job with Nesson. It's like, I don't work for the Red Sox. Like, I don't work for Nesson. I have a freelance gig with them, but like, oh, you're taking checks from John Henry, so you're defending the team. No, that's not it at all. Like, they never tell me what I can and can't say. So getting the job done and actually signing the player was such a sigh of relief that they did something of substance that brings in a star player, a guy that has personality, the veteran leadership. He has, we found out last night, the highest OPS in Fenway Park history, minimum 95 plate appearances.
60.
95.
95? The article that I read said 60.
I think it's probably including postseason.
Okay. Yeah, 60 regular season plate appearances.
Yeah,
is what it was.
Yeah, so it's a breath of fresh air. It's a rejuvenation of sorts that I can finally. I don't think I ever faked it. Like I never faked any type of enthusiasm going into 22, 23, 24. I was pretty, like, everyone called me negative last year. They're like, you're turning into the old curmudgeon. You're the new Shaughnessy, where you're just like negative about everything. And it's like, no, I'm right about this. Like, this isn't it. Like, this isn't a championship caliber team. This isn't a playoff team. But this time around, it feels very different. You have the new wave of prospects coming in. You have the Bregmans of the world. You went on and got a Garrett Crochet. Like, you've got your frontline starter. I feel very differently about the Boston Red Sox, the best that I've felt in many years.
Jake, talk to me. Initial reaction.
It just feels like I was in a 3-year coma or something, and somebody just took my head and just shook me awake and was like, "Hey, buddy, we're back." Because like back. This type of signing has been just like dangled in front of us for the last 3 to 4 years. It just hasn't happened. And just to have it actually happen is an unbelievable feeling.
And this is why I wanted to shine the light on Craig Breslow, because I had to sit and listen to how much we wanted Craig Breslow to do something. Do something, Craig. Show us something. Make something happen. Just put this in perspective. Do we think that Craig Breslow didn't have any idea what was going on? Do we think Craig Breslow didn't have a lay of the land? Do we? And I'm not saying that Boston Red Sox fans or you guys specifically did, but that was the vibe from a lot of Red Sox fans was, does this guy, like, is he going to make a move? Is he just here? Is he just another puppet? Like, what's he doing? He's telling us that they're going to try, but they're not. They got Crochet. There's no extension. We're dragging our feet on Bregman. And I think, I mean, I've said this 15 different ways, but Craig Breslow knew the landscape. Craig Breslow knew the subject matter, and he knew Bing Bregman, and he knew the motivating factors of the subject matter. What does he want? What is he after? And he also knew that they, being the Red Sox, were the premier destination for all desires for Alex Bregman. You want to win? We can do that here. You'll be a part of that. Look at the work we've done. You like the manager? Sure you do. You want to be here. And we just talked about the ballpark. And there's been articles written that the ballpark might not be the safe haven that you think it was, or the Crawford boxes were not the place that turned Alex Bregman into who he is. But it is all understood that Craig Breslow knew every bit of what was going on, the maneuvers, and for them to just be able to sit back and let the market essentially come to them at the end of this is what I think happened, is how this played out.
So to your point about Breslow knowing the landscape and everything, I think it was a perfect blend of all of it, because the early reports were that Cora wanted Bregman, Sam Kennedy wanted Bregman, and then I know John Henry wanted Bregman. And everyone's like, oh, well, that must mean that Breslow doesn't want Bregman. And in reality, it was like Breslow wants Bregman, but on his terms. Mm-hmm. And Breslow was not going to cave to the fan and media pressure of oh, it'll take 6 years. All right, fine. Here's 6 years. Come to Boston. Here's 6 years. I think it took 3 to tango in this. It took Craig Breslow, who I believe the Red Sox hired this guy and said, we can have our opinions, but ultimately it comes down to you. Like, we hired you to do the job. You do the job. We're not going to come over the top, and we're not going to strong arm you. And, if you don't want Bregman, then it's your roster and the consequences are yours if he's here or not. But it took John Henry to say, all right, if you want Alex Bregman here and you're not budging from a 3-year commitment, then we're going to have to juice the fuck out of this AAV. So now he's making $40 million a year over the life of this 3-year deal. A lot of deferred payments. I think it's like, 3 for $90 in like real money.
Mm. Yeah, something like that. That's what I saw.
Yeah. So, and the opt-outs after every year. So it could just be a 1-year, $40 million deal, which I have no problem with that whatsoever.
I was going to ask you, do you have any issues with the fact that he was like, look, I want to opt out. Like, if I want to fucking opt out after the first full squad workout, like, I'm out of here. If I want to opt out after lunch, I want that too. Like, does that give you any pause, any sort of like, are you concerned with that at all? That he wants the ability to get the fuck out should he rake?
No, because I don't think that anyone's going to give him $40 million. So I don't think he's opting out. I think he's like, all right, I'll be here for 3 years, make bank. And then if I ball out, then I can still get a nice chunk of change on the other side of this. But is he going to do better than 40 million? Like if say he comes here for 1 year at $40 million, like, could he get 5 years on the other side? Sure. Like, maybe. But I don't think he's opting out of 40 million next year and the year after.
And just to put a bow on the whole perspective of this, if you're Craig Breslow and you know that Nolan Arenado is a very viable contingency plan should Alex Bregman actually balk at the offer that you have on the table, then you got to believe that Craig was still feeling pretty good about how that was going to shape up.
I can tell you right now, Dallas, it's a guarantee. The second that Bregman signed with the Cubs or the Tigers, Arenado's walking through that door. Yep. I can just about guarantee you that.
Yep.
Which I feel fucking awful for Nolan. Like, I'm sure he's in a situation with St. Louis where they probably don't want him there. He doesn't want to be there, and he's just stuck in a bad spot now. Like, he was this close to joining the Red Sox and playing at Fenway Park and whatever. I mean, obviously St. Louis is not a bad place to play in terms of the fan base, but like the vibes there, not fantastic. They didn't do dick this offseason.
And that's kind of changing though. That's kind of evolving because fans are starting to rumble a bit or grumble in St. Louis. Like there's been a hit attendance wise. They have shown that they're not totally interested in supporting a lackluster effort, a team that's just kind of hoping to get into a wild card spot. They don't want that. That's not what that franchise has been about, and they're not here for that to start right now.
No. So I feel bad for Nolan. I know that like some Red Sox fans are like, why don't they get both? Like, why not just go get them? And I don't think you can get both. Like, if we're being realistic here, I know the idea was you have Bregman at second base and Nolan at third base, but it's like then you still have like Devers has to go to DH, and you've got Casas. Like, I don't know, it's just a big to do. But and then you're potentially blocking guys like Meyer and where's Campbell fit in, and
so but the Casas deal, like Casas isn't the odd man out there.
No, Yoshida has to be.
Yoshida.
Yeah, he's got to be the odd man out. I don't know what they do. I don't know how, because they obviously have tried to offload him multiple times this offseason.
So they just value the power of Casas.
Yeah. I mean, the upside there is they're thinking he's a 40 home run guy at first base. The defense, is it great? No. Is it awful? No. Like, he can be a league average defender, I guess, like maybe slightly below league average. But the upside is what you're going to get offensively with him. So, yeah, I that's why, like, even with like the Nolan stuff, people were like, well, if they get Nolan, then that means Casas is gone. I'm like, nah, I don't think that those two go hand in hand. But undoubtedly, The Red Sox are a better team now because Alex Bregman's walking through that door. Very happy about it. Very excited. We broke the whole thing down last night. I even said, you kind of owe it to John Henry a little bit. All the people because he's not completely the allegations are not completely absolved here because he could opt out. It could just be another 1 year deal.
It could just be another 1 year deal. But Jared, it took him ratcheting up the price tag.
Yes,
and that's what you're getting at. It took John Henry.
He spent the money.
Yeah, it took John Henry saying, "What's the price? Fine, fuck it, write the check." It took him saying that, giving Craig the opportunity to just pencil it in, because Craig came to him and said, "Look, dude, this is what we've got. This is how I anticipated this going. It has come to us. We've been waiting for this bus to stop. The bus is here. Let's go.
Yeah,
sign me up." And that's exactly what they did. So, and trust me, there's been a lot of similar conversation like that surrounding the Athletics. Like, are you paying because you have to? Are you paying because you're trying to get a little better? Could be a combination of the two. But in this instance, you absolutely have to tip your cap to the folks who are willing to spend the money.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about the Red Sox now, Dallas? Do you look at them a little bit differently?
Yeah. And I told you, when we started, remember when we did our assessments of the offseason, I believe you had the Red Sox just on the outside of the top 5. And it was because this move hadn't quite been made yet. The Crochet extension, which still has not been done, is still looming. And I said, I believe the extension will come. And because of everything else that they had done to filter in, I felt like the Red Sox were right there at that 5 spot. So this obviously, I think, does a lot for them. When you talk about the division, man, I think it's pretty obvious that there's one team in that division. Well, maybe outside of the Blue Jays, because they've made moves. You're going, are you guys even awake? Are you participating in what's going on in the American League East? And that would be the Baltimore Orioles. So a team who is supposed to be competitive, supposed to be ramping things up in the Orioles, has been stagnant, and the Red Sox have taken that opportunity to just sort of bypass them in what will be expectations for the 2025 campaign. So with what they have coming on the mound, understanding that they're going to have some help after the injuries, right? The Sandovals and the Giolitos, like, not a bad spot. Not a bad spot to be.
Yeah. And they're talking 6-man rotation too.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a conversation that I would love to have on the side. But I think I'll say this: I think we are at that point in time where the game is going to start to heavily consider a transition in an approach on the mound. And obviously, there's roster flexibility that you have to concern yourself with, the amount of total pitchers you can have. I don't know if a two-way player designation is a loophole that some teams might try to explore. I think you would get called out very quickly. Like, what do you mean Lance Lynn is your
Brett
DH?
Phillips?
Yeah, calm down.
That's your two-way guy?
But yeah, I think the Red Sox, as they sit this morning, February 13th, the year of our Lord 2025, they're not to be overlooked.
Playoff team?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Okay, Jake.
I think so.
A little playoffs. All right.
Your top 5 second baseman list in the game did take a little bit of a hit here.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Passan tweeted that the Red Sox are going to have him at second base. I'm not, this is not scoop shop. I'm not entirely sold on that. Maybe he starts the year at second base. Mm-hmm. You have to figure that somewhere down the road, he makes his way over to third base.
This is all part of the conversation. What does the future look like, man? Like, if I'm here, like, hey, this is how the conversation goes between him and AC. We got Campbell coming. We need you to hold the water here for a month or so. Let the kid get ready. When we feel like the reps are there, we're going to bring him up, going to slide you over. If we need to give him a breath or whatever it is, we know you have you there, but this is what we need from you right now. Is this something we can do? So can we just tell the free world that you're willing to play second base, and then you just kind of keep it warm until the kid can get here and he can be viable. And then you go back over to third. You do your thing. We got Devin in the fucking DH spot. We're good to go. We're good to go.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Feels like a good team to me, Dallas. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Who you got playing shortstop?
Trevor Story until, I don't know, the third week of the season, then probably Rafael.
Okay. That's
because they got Rafael in the outfield. They got him playing center.
I know. I think man, I don't know. Like I got to see a little more of him in the infield.
He could play short. He plays a good shortstop.
I just feel like that athleticism is capitalized maybe more so in the outfield. No,
I guess, but like Duran plays a really good center field too, and like you've got Roman Anthony. Like you've got if Campbell is blocked in the infield, he's got to go to the outfield. You got Willier.
I mean, who's playing right?
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, who's playing right?
Willier.
Yeah, I mean, because that's where I start to look at Rafael, and I think, man, is there any shot we turn him into with that athleticism? If you've got Duran in center and him in right, that is one of the toughest center right fields to play in baseball, man.
That reminds me of Ellsbury in center and Victorino in right. They just got two center fielders over there.
Just fucking have at it, boys. Split it. Go get it.
I mean, Willier's a good defender. He's got a cannon. No idea where it's going, but he's got a cannon too.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about moving parts, athleticism, and where Rafaela can hang out for a while.
Yeah,
where he doesn't get shuffled.
Good problem to have.
But yeah,
I mean, someone's gonna go. It's probably gonna be Yoshida. I don't know how. So we'll see how that plays out.
It was the Tigers who had the 6-year, $171.5 million offer with an opt-out after 2026 that did not land Alex Bregman. It was the Cubs in their 4-year, $120 million offer with opt-outs after 26 and 27 that did not land Alex Bregman. And it was indeed the 3-year, $40 million a year AAV, $120 million total. Opt-outs after 25 and 26. That is the deal that brought Bregman to Fenway.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we talk about the season ticket draft, Jake? Did you tell Dallas what you did?
No, so we had the Section 10 season ticket draft. I was in for 5 games this year. I think I had the 5th overall pick out of 10 people. Came away with 4 Friday night games and 1 Saturday night game. Just an absolute haul.
Just wiped his ass with everybody. Yeah.
Mauling.
Yeah.
That is a mauling. Who else? What are you fucking drafting with corpses? What?
Kinda, yeah. They are a little bit older, but it's a lot of like my dad's retired work friends.
Jesus.
Yeah, they love like the,
they're looking for the fun.
They're not afraid to go to a Wednesday
day.
Yeah.
I want to watch. Give me the White Sox and the Red Sox. I got shit to do after the game.
Yeah, they want to be home in time to watch Jeopardy.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, he cleaned up. It was
good Lord, 4 Fridays and a fucking Saturday.
Yeah,
buddy.
Yep.
Yeah. That's doing work.
Proud of you.
That is doing work.
Yeah. I'm doing work on the Underdog Fantasy app, though.
Oh, aren't we all?
Yeah. Because MLB season is right around the corner, and Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball, or you can mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. I'm going to be doing a lot of hires on Breggy this year. I'm going to be riding Breggy like a mule all summer long, like a little hoss.
We should get a shirt for that, because I got a shirt with Bregman riding a rocket. Now we need a shirt with the rocket riding a mule.
Bregman, yeah.
A Breg mule.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I forgot about that shirt. That's a great shirt.
It's a fucking phenomenal shirt.
It's a great shirt.
Might be my favorite shirt that I designed.
Yeah, it's got to be up there. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Lost in the shuffle yesterday, Dallas. There was a story that hit twitter.com, and immediately the calls for "Where's Max?" Leave this poor bastard alone. We won't.
Oh
we won't. But yeah, it is it's tough. It's tough when you have I guess a narrative that you can't shake. The Angels general manager came out and said Anthony Rendon will have hip surgery and be out, quote, long-term absence for Anthony Rendon. That is heartbreaking, but I feel like we can't put it into words. We need someone else to put it.
This isn't for us.
Yeah, this is not our jurisdiction, as they say. Yeah, I saw this tweet. Ted Williams played more baseball during World War II while also fighting in it than Anthony Rendon has played during his Angels contract. Max,
what's going on, boy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, come on. We're fighting.
Are you snapping some mouse traps over there, brother?
Yeah, I'm walking. I'm going to my little podcast studio.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Storage closet.
You got to do what you got to do. You know, you got real life to take care of.
Feel me?
You're a guy, Max, that always shows up for work, and that's why I respect you so much.
No other choice. You know, Angels kind of buried me, and you know, it's been I don't know how I could have parlayed this any better. Should just root for the worst team, and then out of that, pick the worst player with the worst contract, and just I'm kind of on a heater.
I don't think that they're the worst team. Like the Angels, they're going to win some games this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Remember 2 years ago, it was, no offense, not a shot. It's not a shot at Dallas, but 2 years ago, it was the A's, the worst team in the 2000 whatever. And then it was the White Sox. And through like those 2 years of those two teams supposed to be historically bad, like we topped that somehow. Not in the record books, but just overall.
What are the Angels? What are the Angels' projected win total this year? Do you know?
Ooh,
65.
65? No,
I think it was actually in the 70s. I was talking about it yesterday. 77 maybe.
Let's see. Let's pull it up. USA Today. What do they got the Angels at? The Angels. The AL West 70 and 92. All right. That's not terrible.
Under? You thinking under?
No, they're not going to lose.
Where'd you go? Fangraphs? Fangraphs has them at 76 and 86.
Oh, there you go. Just pulled 6 more wins out of your ass. I think honestly,
just like that, baby.
Rendon being down for the next 6 years, like honestly, makes your team better.
Next 6 years? What do you mean? He's gone in 2 years.
I guess, but they're probably going to re-sign him after this. They're going to be like, sure. one more. We need to get some value out of this guy. So after the 2 years are up, they'll probably give him like a 3-year piece.
I mean, in all honesty, if he just came out and played 100 games next year, that would make it worth the first 6 years. Honestly, you got to get something out of it.
Did you see the tweet that Dallas Braden's career wins above replacement is actually higher than Anthony Rendon's wins above replacement with the Angels so far in the same amount of seasons?
That's not surprising. Dallas was a legend, and I think everyone on Angels Twitter knew that. And, you know, to be reminded of that, I think it was like, you know, it was almost kind of like we never looked it up because we knew. We just knew he hit a home run lefty. Well, that's probably where he got all his WAR, and that's all he did.
Yeah.
Where else is he going to get it from?
You had a 200 inning season, right, Dallas?
No, 191 or 93 or something.
So yeah.
We round up.
Yeah. Like I'm surprised that Dallas wins above replacement was only in like the 5s. It must have been all that 1 year.
Yeah.
Wait, so you called me because of the Rendon news?
Yeah, we were going to talk about Anthony Rendon, but we determined it was kind of out of our jurisdiction and we wanted to get a professional's opinion on it.
No. For sure. You guys are just as much experts as I am at this point. And I mean, has there been a player talked about more to play less, like, or to produce less? Like, I think that my shtick died like 2 years ago. I don't even think you could take an MVP this year. I don't even think they offer.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's on any of the books. No.
Maxie, let me ask you. Let me ask you this question, man. And like seriously, I said on the podcast last week, earlier this week, that I felt bad, that I genuinely felt bad, and I felt like to an extent. It's okay to cast your stones. It's okay to fire your arrows at Rendon. Do what you do. But at some point in time, you also got to kind of be honest with yourself and assess the entire picture. And is it fair to say that the fumbling and to the extent of the fumbling on the Angels' behalf is a major, major contributor to where we're at right now with Rendon?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would split the pie up in terms of like, I think inherently the Angels get some because they're just going to get they're going to get the Trout Ohtani, didn't build around them. That's just a piece of the pie automatically. But I don't know. I think Rendon kind of takes a pretty big slice here. I'm hearing things around the team and around Angels Twitter, not like I have any sources or whatever, but we're talking like people think Artie might have insurance on this contract. Now, I don't know how that works, but I don't even know what we get out of that. But I'm hoping. I don't know if that helps the team at all.
You would recoup money. But like, let's start at them not being completely clear or as efficient as they could have been in the handling of his leg injury. And so now,
with all that, I mean, I just think I don't know. I don't see a lot of motivation. I'm not in the clubhouse. I'm not doing all that. But like, I mean, the guy got a ring and then got a 7-year deal. That was always kind of in the background. I mean, it's always in the background with everybody.
How is your mental health these days you're crushing it?
No. I just said, buddy. Like, how much time do we have? I know we've probably talked Bregman already, so I don't know if maybe got an hour left. I could probably fill that.
Sure.
No, it's just baseball has been, like I said earlier. I wanted to I wanted to be a Jared Jr. Right? Let's paint that out. Mm-hmm. I picked the Angels. Okay, maybe we got something cooked in there. Maybe we do. We got Ohtani, this Japanese superstar coming up. Oh, maybe, I don't know. And then it's gone completely opposite from everything that I've imagined. I mean, we're talking to a guy who I have 2 Rendon jerseys. I have red and white.
That's crazy.
And it's insane. And I was actually thinking, why not? You know, maybe for the last year of his deal, we could do you guys do an opening day stream. How about you come down to Anaheim, right across the street, Golden Road, maybe have a little live show, give the fans something to cheer about. The Angels are often left off to the side, which now that's understandable. I get it. Not a lot of stuff going on here. Maybe give us one last goodbye live show across the street next year, opening day.
I have never been to the A.
Really? No, buddy. I'll tell you that.
That's one of the that's one of the ballparks that's on my list that I haven't been to, and every time that I put out my list of these are the ballparks I still need to see, always the reply is like, well, you don't need to go to the A. You're not missing much. I feel like that can't be true. Like, in terms of, like, there's been some cookie cutter ass ballparks I've been to, like what are they calling it these days? The G Spot. That's as cookie cutter as it gets. I've been there. But the A, they've got the rocks, they've got the flames when you hit the home run, like that. That's something cool and unique.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff right there, and they're I don't know if you guys remember, Artie got tangled up in this like OC Mayer land deal, and it was like, what's the word? Not blackmail, but it was like collusion or something, or no one else could bid on it, just Artie. The Ducks across the street have taken over that project, and they're now building a whole entertainment thing that was supposed to be the Angels, but now it's the Ducks that have purchased that contract legally.
Yeah.
And so it might be a lively scene, and I don't know if that motivates owners to win, but I mean, it can't. I don't even want to say it can't hurt, because I've been saying that the last 4 years. Like, how can this get any worse? And now I'm sure you guys have seen the Montoya clips online, but like my Rendon saga is kind of just like Montoya. It's like every clip after the next one just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. I do feel
And
awful about that.
About what
Montoya or
happened?
Rendon?
I don't feel bad for Montoya. I feel like doing some research, didn't he do something bad first?
Well, you got a lap dance. Doesn't think that's the end of the world,
Okay, all right. Then I'm back on Montoya's side. You can get a little lappy, you know?
Yeah. No, and it's the Rendon thing is I'm hearing things that now I don't know, maybe Dallas can confirm if teams actually operate like this, but the money's going to him no matter what, and I'm hearing now that they just don't want him around the team. Or like they're like, hey man, just rehab, or like I don't even know if that's something a team would do, but it kind of makes sense. Like, hey dude, this guy's just a negative. I mean, maybe not him personally, but the whole situation around him is negative. And hey, maybe just rehab it. And it was just the timing was so weird. Like pitchers and catchers report, and then they find out that he needs hip surgery, and then Ron Washington calls him, and he doesn't answer, and he's like, he hasn't gone back to me. It's like there's like a communication gap there. That's like, oh, it just kind of seems like, hey, just stay away from the team. We have, you guys are going to be shocked to hear this, surprisingly a nice little young core. Nice little young core. Not elite, not great. Neto, Hoppy, Sean Newell. Like, I know you guys are going to laugh and say, like, oh.
No, I like a Hoppy.
Look across the freeway with on or whatever.
No.
A nice little core.
I like Maxie. I like all three of those guys. And the reason I like Sean Newell the most, not better than those other three, but the reason I like him is because I'm a swing speed nerd. And this is a dude who, when you look at his setup, there's a lot of Ohtani dripping off of his approach at the plate. But he does not swing overly hard, but you can tell he's focused on putting the bat on the baseball. So yeah, I would agree that you have a few attractions there.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it's a cute little core. Like
it's a cute little core. Yeah,
it's a cute little core. If you want to rank like the elite, the good playoff contenders, and then cute, like the Angels are right there in the cute, right?
Yeah, that's not a bad place to be.
No.
And that's all. And in baseball, like I think that's all you need, because now you got. I mean, yes, 50% of the fan base hates the team and the owner, and is going to highlight the stuff, and the other 50% has like. You I don't care. You could talk with any Angel fan online, talk shit back and forth. Like at the end of the day, you'd be like, you're still gonna watch, and everyone's like, yeah, like I'm still gonna, we're still gonna tune in. And it's just been hard. I keep talking about parlaying negative things. Worst team, rival wins World Series first year, kind of like stealing your guy, whatever. And yeah, I don't know. It's been. I can't think of another team that has had it worse, even though other teams have been projected to have it worse. But,
sure.
Congratulations to Mike Trout, by the way, matching the championship for championship, Eagles Super Bowl.
That's true.
I just want to say, what leader would come out after you lose a guy to your rival team across the freeway? Just go out and win a Super Bowl, and we'll call it easy.
That is true. That's big. I was going to pivot to Mike Trout because I wanted to give you the opportunity to have some sort of positivity on this call. It can't all be bad with Anthony Rendon. I know he's your guy, but where are you on the optimism scale for Mike Trout in 2025?
Optimism in terms of like his health, or like
his health and his ability to still produce at a high level.
Yeah, I think when healthy, I think obviously he can still produce at a high level. I saw him somewhere ranked at like he's the 39th best player or something, which was crazy. I don't think 2 years ago he was like number one. And I know guys fall off, but I think healthy, he's obviously in the upper echelon of guys, right? He's still a guy, but I think we're gonna expect, like, I don't know, underdog is a betting show. What are the odds on him to miss? Him to go on the IL, like that's what minus 500 at some point this year.
Well, here,
like,
put it like this, Max. If the higher or lower is 120 games played, is Mike Trout? What are you taking? Are you taking the higher? Or are you taking the lower?
Yeah, I'm taking the lower. And that could not even be injury related. That could just be like load management. He could just sit before me. You know what I mean?
And here's the one thing. Here's the thing that I get concerned with about Trout, or that I hope that doesn't continue to happen, is as the team is 2 months out of first place after the first 2 weeks of the season, and then a nagging injury that pops up that could easily be played through if there was reasons to play through it, is now an injury that keeps him off the field for 2 weeks. Just because, right? Because why would we? Why would he push through this if we're at the point we're at in our season already? Isn't his health a bigger concern? And so then I would hate to see like the latter part of his years just sort of be resigned to playing up until the team is clearly no longer competitive. And then the first little calf strain, the first little whatever, the first nagging injury is the one that says, all right, it's going to be 3 weeks till we see him again. He might be back for September.
Yeah, and that's the thing with him is like he's great when he's healthy, but you're holding your breath the entire year. Last year I had him more than 30 and a half home runs. He had 10 in like the first 6 weeks, and I said, all right, cool, I'm spending this money already. And then he just was done. And I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago, a random Tuesday in May, he's rounding second, boom, calf strain, he's done for the year. Like, we didn't know he was done for the year, but just like, I don't know, he's getting old. Like, I'm getting old, my back hurts, but like, there's stuff like I still come to work. You know what I mean? I can't hop on the IL. And another thing, I think, I don't know how, I'm pretty sure his mind is like Teflon, and he's anchored to Anaheim. I don't know why. I don't know his personal motivations. Like, I don't know. But a big theme now in sports is, hey, take the guy from the shitty team, put him on a good team, and you'll see what happens with like Ohtani, Saquon Barkley, and even last night, like, I don't know if you guys were watching Four Nations or whatever, but like Sidney Crosby's on the Penguins, they suck, and everyone wants him to go to a good team. And I don't know how much of that he's getting in his ear of like, hey man, just go to the Phillies. Like, it's going to be and I don't know. And I don't know why you guys are just as baffled as me. I live here, and I'm like, hey, why are you still here?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was more on Trout's side. I don't even know if it's his side, because the guy doesn't really speak much, so we don't even know how he honestly feels about it or what he's saying like privately. But I was more in the camp of, I respect him for seeing it through. But then you kind of like, when he's in his 20s, I'm thinking to myself, well, eventually there's going to be, even if it's by mistake, a blip on the radar season where the Angels just make the playoffs and Trout has the moment that he had in the World Baseball Classic only for the Angels. And that hasn't come. The injuries have come. And now he's going into his age 33 season?
Yeah, he's a year older than me, so I think he'll be 34 in August.
So, yeah, like, you look at it now and you're like, wow, man, the window is getting pretty close to closed in terms of like, can he be not just a guy on a good team, but like the guy? You want him to be the guy on a good team.
The legacy. The legacy is what is what we're all like, we're not worried about, but that's what we're after, right? That's what we wanted. And we want the legacy of Mike Trout being an Angel for the entirety of his career to also involve the accolades that he has already accumulated, as well as a championship. That is what the diehard fan, the underdog fan, that's what you're rooting for, right? I want the Biggio, I want the Bagwell type experience. This guy's going nowhere. He's been through the lean years. He's seen us at the mountaintop, and it's a large part in because of his presence. But now it feels like baseball fans in general are like, look, if we're going to see this Trout experience in the postseason at any point in time, it's got to happen quickly. Otherwise, the idea of a legacy like that should be taking a backseat at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. I say it every time, but it's like a couple years ago, he had 3 AL MVPs, and I kept saying he's going to be the first to four. His 500 home run chases, he's like 100 away or something. 2 years ago, like I said, I say it every time, it would have been a lock. I'm taking more, like over more, like, and now I don't know. I can't. I would 500. He needs what, like 120, 110. Like, buddy, that's fucking 10 seasons.
Yeah,
10 home runs a year. Like, I don't know. Like, and I've always said this. The Angels are kind of far away from a World Series, so I can't realistically go in saying, yeah, give me the fucking piece of metal. Like, I want it. But like, I'll take a rookie if we have a bad year, but we have a rookie of the year, or if we have a bad year and we have a MVP top 3 guy. Like, give me something, like, we got to restock this bobblehead pipeline for next year. We need something.
It's true.
And I haven't really gotten anything other than bad headlines. And of course, the people on X, which I get it, it's the thing, but when the rent is due, Angels come on the timeline so fucking fast. And it's, Rendon didn't show up. Is this the worst contract? Like, yeah, no shit, dude. Like, we know this. Like, it's the same stories every time. And it's the Ben Verlanders being like, well, is this contract worth? And I saw a tweet. I'm 33. So basically from high school on, I've just had waiting for a bad contract to expire. Like from 2010 till now, it's just been like, all right, well, when this contract's up, we'll have it. And then, well, when this contract, well, when Pujols is up, well, then this is like, so now it's just, I just have been waiting for contracts to end. And it's just for like 15 years now.
That's tough. I don't mean to lie. I've been there. But I think the difference between my team and your team is that my team will just be like, all right, this isn't working out. And they'll just fucking DFA his ass and release him. I feel like we're getting there with Rendon. I feel like we are. If they don't want him around and it's like, hey, like we're going to end up paying this guy anyway, we might like that roster spot is more valuable. Dallas, how close do you think we are to a Rendon DFA?
A lot closer than I think people really give credence to. I mean, because it really just depends optically. And I hate to say this, but right now, optics are probably the biggest concern regarding this specific situation. Because as much as we are like not laughing at, but as much as we're going like, fuck, here we go again with Rendon having hip surgery. Could you imagine if this news comes and then give us a month after this, the Angels are like, you know what? The Angels have decided to completely part ways with Anthony Rendon. They have released him. They will pay him the remainder of his contract, and he is free to sign with anybody. Imagine if that happens in a month, what that storyline looks like, or the kind of beating that they take for that, because you bet your ass you know what happens is Rendon bounces back from hip surgery and like plays September for some fucking random team.
Yeah.
For the Dodgers for $30 an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, Dallas, because I know like if he does play this year, I don't think he will. That Sacramento ballpark is really intimate. So some of the fans, you're fucking running your mouth. Be careful. He's playing.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, it's a tough situation. I don't know. Would there be any reason they waited until pitchers and catchers report day to is that something he did? Is that something the Angels did? Like it kind of feels like an Angels move, because I don't know if it's like a rule or anything, but like if you IL him today, the money's protected or something. Is there, or why would it? The timing is just so weird to me.
No, are you talking about like through an insurance policy, the stuff you mentioned earlier? Because the money's guaranteed the day he signed that deal.
Sure. I just don't I guess I don't even know if there is insurance, but a lot of people are rumbling that because of this move indicates that like, well, they must have insurance on his contract if they waited until this day to say that. Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of things like from a business perspective that could be going on, right? Like, and I'm not saying that this is specific to this case right here, right now, but if a team sends a player through a physical and identifies points that they feel need to be addressed and are uncomfortable fielding the player based on the medical reports, you could sort of put yourself as a team in a position to say, he needs medical help. He needs medical attention. He will either accept that and go through the process, or he will deny medical attention and choose to do things on his own way. But it feels like either one of those moves sort of absolves the organization of any responsibility. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, and he's been known to seek fucking multiple opinions from doctors. So I don't, he's the doctor's note kid at school. Every 2 days he has a doctor's note. So I don't know. I can't see the Angels putting up with another one of his Sam Blum tirades. You know what I mean? So I don't know how long. I don't even think he'll be in the spring training facility. Like I think he's rehabbing wherever he's from, or I don't even know if he's not at the spring training. I think. I just can't see him and Sam Blum. Like if one of those things pops off, and then I got to watch fucking foul territory Ken Rosenthal talk about it, like I'm gonna blow my head off. And I just can't. He says like, "Well, I have 2 feet. They neither work." Like some shit like that. Like I'm just gonna blow my head off.
Rendon not being on the Angels anymore is the worst thing to happen to Sam Blum's career, undoubtedly.
Fact. That is his X monetization or Elon Pang thing. That's he tweets Rendon, boom, that's a new fucking microwave right there.
Yeah.
Well,
Dallas, do you have something to say?
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay. Max, we appreciate you coming back. It's been a while.
For sure.
I hate that it was on these terms. I wish it was something more positive. I wish it was something that we could sell. I do. You can't. Don't assume my intentions.
How about this? And I'm getting to this territory because I've been watching the show forever, and I see Jared. He has the Red Sox, but then he has a couple other teams he fucking hops on. And Dallas, he's the A's guy, but Dallas, is there any room on that pirate ship?
Ooh,
plenty of room, bud. Plenty of room.
Oh shit,
Maxie, let me tell you.
We don't know if the Paul Skeens kid is real. Is he real?
He's real.
Is he real? Where the fuck have you been? Is he real? I'll tell you right now, Maxie, there is plenty of room aboard the pirate ship. Every great crew needs an angel above them in the high seas. So, Maxie, grab your halo and grab a fucking bucket and a mop and start swabbing the fucking deck, pal, because you're going to have to work your way up this hierarchy here, but there is plenty of room on the boat for another swab.
Right. Fuck yeah.
Wow.
That was Davy Jones's locker speech right there. He's a ghost, right? Or he's an angel, whatever? Yeah, all right, makes sense.
Yeah, can I get can I get a raise it out of you? Yes.
Yeah, yes. I might be on this Paul Skeens Livy Dunn train. I might be in. Not the kid. I don't think the kid's real, but yeah.
All right. Thank you, Max.
All right. See you guys.
I love you, Max. Bye. Look at that. You got a brand new Pirates fan.
You got a pirate guy in the house.
You got him. While we were talking to Max, this just came across my dash. I don't know that it's breaking news, but it's definitely an interesting tweet. But before we get there, men, if you've lost your hair, doesn't mean you can't find it again. Try Hims Hair Loss Solutions, and you'll be joining hundreds of thousands of subscribers who found their hair again. Hims provides you with convenient and quality access to a range of hair loss treatments that work all from the comfort of your couch. Hims makes treating hair loss simple with doctor-trusted options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil.
Hey, baby.
That can regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. Choose from personalized, chewable oral spray and serum treatments to find what works, what's best for you. The process is simple and 100% online, so there's no uncomfortable doctor visits. Answer a few questions, and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment is sent directly to you for free. Insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, and they can help you get your confidence back too with visibly thicker and fuller hair. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/BID. That's hims, HIMS.com/BID for your personalized hair loss treatment options. hims.com/BID. The tweet that just came across my dash that I found interesting, and maybe we can discuss it. From Eric Boland, covers the Yankees. His tweet says, Marcus Stroman, who took his physical on Tuesday, has been a no-show for workouts the last 2 days, and the club is not yet certain when he will be on the field. Technically, according to the CBA, Stroman is not required to be on the field until February 22nd. The club was informed by his agent before his physical. So I've seen some Yankee fans coping by saying things like they're actively trying to trade him, so they told him to stay home so that he can't get hurt. And that's not true. Because if the team is saying we didn't know that he wasn't showing up the last 2 days, they would know because they're the ones that told him to stay home if that were the case.
Right. Yeah, this is wow. It's interesting. This is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that when you try to, first of all, when you move him out of the rotation and you have him on some of the playoff rosters and don't let him throw a single pitch the entire postseason, and then spend the entire offseason trying to trade him, that said player would show up, said player who, searches his name on Twitter and various, he's very online and he definitely cares about the opinions of other people. Who would have thought that this player would be upset upon showing up to spring training when you did that to him?
Hey, Jared, I think we are just we're at a new time. We're in a new place when it comes to how folks react to stuff like this, how players react to stuff like this. In years past, and this is the school that I grew up in, is you would get the respect from your teammates and from your peers based on like how well can you take this beating with a straight face. You know what I mean? Like, how well can you handle all of these business boulders that are rolling down the hill, just fucking smashing you? How well can you handle that with a straight face? Can you walk through that? Can you get up and dust yourself off and keep climbing the hill? Or do you say, you know what? You fired that fucking business boulder down the hill. It hit me, and I'm going to get up and dust myself off. And instead of walking back up that mountain, I'm going to take a step to the side of the trail. And I'm going to wait for you to continue to roll in these business boulders downhill, because my business boulder is me standing off to the side. I'm not coming 2 weeks before report date for pitchers and catchers because you tried to trade me. You didn't want me here. And that's just the business side of it. Well, the business side of this is I don't have to be here until right now. Guess what? I'm here. And this is the beginning of what you hope, if you're a Yankee fan, is not a contentious play out over the course of an entire season. I would think that you would want this taken care of sooner.
We can cut the bullshit, Dallas. We know that this is if there's any player in the league where this would create a contentious situation, he's the guy. Like, if you were to say, hey, this is the scenario. We signed you in the offseason. You were super excited about it. You were wearing retro Yankee t-shirts. You were so excited to be a part of the community. Then we took you out of the rotation. We left you off the Division Series roster. We put you on the World Series roster. We didn't even let you see the mound. And then we tried to trade you all off season. Let's power rank the players who would be most pissed off about that. Number 1, Marcus Stroman.
Fair point. Fair point. Yeah, I just, this is, and I think that we're just at a point in time now where guys are like, look, dude, I got the bag. You don't want me here? Fine. I won't be here. I'd like to think that the competitive gene in you, the competitive nature in you, eventually takes over. Because I'd love to be of that mindset where you say, well, fine, piss off, I'm gone. But the competitor in me says, no, fuck you. Now I have to rip your throat out. And whatever that means, does that mean him getting back and him getting healthy and him getting better and him feeling like he's at a point where he can go out and compete? And sure, I think you'd like to think that. But yeah, this is something that if the Yankees are looking to capitalize on the offseason that they just had, after the litany of pivot moves that they made to solidify themselves in their minds as a strong contender for October, you can't have something like this looming and percolating to the point where it starts to create toxicity. This has to be addressed right now.
I just don't know what they do. I think
you trade him. You simply trade him.
They've tried. Him. Like, you're going to have to eat 80% of the fucking money to trade him now. And is a contender going to want to take on a disgruntled Marcus Stroman? He's been disgruntled for 6 years.
You got to wear it. If you're the Yankees, Jared, you got to wear this, bro. You got to wear this. You have to cut bait. If you feel this strongly about it, right? If we're taking this conversation to the next level now, where we understand what the Yankees have tried to do since the end of last season through the offseason with Marcus Stroman, and we understand how Marcus Stroman feels about it, there's no other decision to make if you're the New York Yankees. You don't want him a part of the team. You want him to give you something in return. How does that happen? You're going to have to eat the majority of the money and get him to somewhere that will take him and somewhere that has something that you're willing to receive in return. That's the happy medium that the Yankees have to find. If they don't want to have an incredible offseason marred by this, because this can be something that just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
no need to make a mountain out of a molehill.
I'm looking at the numbers from last year. It's 154 and 2/3 innings. It was 30 games, 21 starts. Like he posted, it's a 4.31 ERA, which like, okay, that's fine. Like I think there's plenty of teams would be like, oh yeah, all right, that's a great 4 or 5th starter. 4 or 5.
Absolutely.
Happy to have that. Happy to have the innings in the starts. Yep. The FIP was a 4.62, which I believe was a career worst for him. Yeah, it was. He's not going to strike out a ton of guys. It's a 6.6 strikeouts per 9. He's coming off an all-star appearance in 2023. Like, if it's really this difficult to find a trade partner, it's got to be that just the jury's out on, like, he's just unpredictable not character-wise, because I'm not insinuating he's a bad guy, but he's just disgruntled a lot. You know, like
there could be volatility.
Yeah. It's like we're not talking about a guy that's always happy-go-lucky. And I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I know him well, but I think what we've seen on the surface and of just the places that he's been and how he'll interact with fans on Twitter and stuff like that. Like the fact that Aaron Judge last year had to like sit him down in the dugout and we all saw the conversation. We read his lips. He said, that's not what we do here. The fact that he had to be spoken to by the captain of the Yankees in your first year, not something that other teams see. And it's like, oh, we want that in our clubhouse. I don't know. But just based on the numbers, like that is a guy that if I'm the Pirates or if I'm, I don't know, like a team that has a solid 1-2 and then you're trying to fill out spots in your rotation from there. Like you can't tell me that you look at his numbers even last year with the Yankees and be like, yeah, we don't have room for this guy.
Yeah. The problem though is when we start to talk about presence in the room, there's a reason why there's a reason why gritty veterans are valued the way they are, is because outside of their production, the impact and their presence is felt and is needed at times and makes a difference at times. If you have somebody that is not producing, but is also not impacting the room in a positive way and is ultimately detracting from the room, from an organizational perspective, you have to look at veterans in one or two lights. Is this a faucet or is this a drain? Is this somebody who is going to pour out positivity? Is this somebody who is going to pour out productivity?
That gives me PTSD,
multiple ways.
By the way.
What's that?
That gives me PTSD.
Are you a faucet or are you a drain?
Yeah.
And being a drain, obviously it is what it is. Or are you just constantly sucking out of the room? Are you constantly just taking away and not putting anything back in? And the worst place you could find yourself as a veteran who still wants to compete and is still viable is to be considered a drain. And I hope I hope for his sake, that's not the perspective that teams have, because I do think that, and it is what it is, but if he's going well, if things are good, he's probably a great guy to have around.
I was a drain in 2019 for a little bit. I've grown. I'm big time faucet now. I feel like.
You think so?
I'm a fucking hose these days. I'm spraying positivity all over the place. I'm elevating people. Half my fucking timeline, you're all special to me. Half my timeline is you fucking people. I'm promoting everyone else. But 2019, drain vibes, big time drain vibes. 2025, fire hose. Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
So hopefully that's what happens.
We'll see how this plays out. We'll keep an eye on it. I think he's going to show up. He's already, I saw like they did you know how like the social media teams, they do those, they put like the question on the whiteboard and then they film everyone walking by and answering it. They're like, oh, like what are your goals for 2025? And you know, the players walk by and like, oh, like I want to hit 30 home runs, and like, oh, I want to meet all my teammates and I want to be a good teammate. And Stroman walked by and he's like, I want to stay more grounded. It's like, translation, I'm about to kill someone. Yeah.
I need to find inner peace.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's a very, I always feel strange discussing Stroman because I was such a big fan of his. And then like last year, it was just a weird interaction that I had with him. And I'm just like, I don't know that I can.
What, dude, Jared, trust me, man. I thought about it. Like, I remember like reaching out to him and talking to him when we were at Barstool and like having conversations about what we were trying to do, what we were aiming to do. Right. I was laying it out for him. Yeah, man, want to come to the pad, like whatever access you're willing to give us, we'll take. If it's a sit down in the fucking living room, whatever, like whatever you got. And he was like, oh yeah, come to the pad. I'm going to be working out. We'll show you everything. Right. Like he took us through the house, went out on the fucking dock, hung out, had a great conversation, everything. And then the next year, like I had never met the dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I had never met the dude. And I was like, this is just, the only reason this is weird is because like I was playing with your fucking dog. We're hanging out on your dock and shit. I'm not asking you to like remember me and come up and give me a hug or anything like that. But when I come up and say, hey, Stro, what's going on? And like, it's just crickets. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think what happened was, so that we did the interview at his house in 2019, drain year, and 2020, I think it was around the time that Dave interviewed Trump, and then he just went off the deep end on like an anti-Barstool tirade, and we got looped into that, and like he had unfollowed me on everything. I was like, whatever, that's fine, like. It is what like if you don't want to support the company, then I guess I'm a part of it. So guilty by association. I stayed following him. I was like, you know, still support you, still a fan. And like I would still I wouldn't like tag him or tweet at him, but I would tweet about him positively. You know, like there were a couple off seasons, I think, when he was like a free agent. I was like, hey, you know, whoever ends up with Stroman, like, you know, you're getting a fucking dude. And he would quote tweet it and be like, yeah, all love and appreciate it. And I explained last summer how when he signed with the Yankees and I was at Fenway and I went over to the Yankee dugout and I saw him sitting there and he was talking to Cole for a while. And I was like, I know not to approach when Garrett's there because he fucking hates me like poison and it's mutual. But when everyone that he was talking to left and he was sitting by himself, I kind of like walked over a little bit, didn't go right up to him, but I was in like shouting distance and he saw me, I saw him. And I was like, what's up, man? And he's like, what's going on? And I was like, I feel like we can't even like shake hands right now. And he was like, he's like, nah, I got to side with my teammates. Like basically said, no, I'm not going to shake your hand. I can't shake your hand. And I was like, all right. I was like, I hate that it's like that, but you know, still a fan, still support you, whatever. I was like, oh, was the family good? Good. Family's good. All right, cool. And then walked away. And then that was it. And I was like, all because he went to a team that didn't back him. But even when he kind of like turned his back on us and me, I still supported him. And then because he went to a team where like the head honcho, Garrett Cole, doesn't like me, now it's fuck me. And I'm like, okay. I was like, still a fan, still support you, but whatever. If we can't even shake hands, then it is what it is.
It's crazy, man. Because I spent nothing but like when he would pitch and I'm calling the games or whatever, I absolutely made sure. I mean, the receipts speak for themselves. I could show you DMs and stuff. When he first started coming out with his cleats and stuff, his like equipment brand. I don't need to say this. I help little leagues out and stuff with uniforms and shit like that, right? When they need them. And I wanted to buy my entire little league. I wanted to buy them all new uniforms. Guess from where? And I told them when the shoe was dropping.
from his
The
company.
Shugos, the name
Yeah.
of his dog. Like I was a fan of Stroh because he's got a fucking beautiful dog. He was he was showing the dog, and like I've told people HDMH, height don't measure heart. I made fun of you, how you should have been the poster boy for his fucking height don't measure heart. Like the whole everything was about the underdog, fuck the big guy. I'm coming after you. Like I love that mentality. Fucking love it. And I think there's just a line that got drawn for him somewhere where he was like, I'm just blinders on, and this is who I am now.
Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. I mean, even despite all that, I'm still on here being like, there's got to be a team that wants these numbers, you know? Like,
well, he can still pitch, man. He's still a fucking viable option. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the person and whatever they're working through, that will never, for me, that will never impact how I feel about you as a baseball player.
Sure.
I mean, I think that is understood, right? The amount of shit that I will talk on A-Rod, the amount of shit that I will look you in the face and tell you, if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, like what the fuck is going on? And we've had that conversation. We all understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wish him nothing but the best, man. I hope he's still able to pitch, compete, do so healthy, because that's all you want.
yeah, I just wouldn't expect him on Baseball's Dead anytime soon for whatever reason that is.
Probably not.
Maybe now that the Yankees have fucked him over, he'll be like, all right, well, fuck you guys. I'll come back on. I don't know. I'm not promising anything. Doesn't sound likely, but the logic at least makes sense to me. What was the other topic that we wanted to hit on? We wanted Bregman. We wanted Rendon. Stroman came out of the clouds. Was there a last one that we wanted to talk about?
There was I forget.
Devin Williams' beard.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Speaking of those Yankee fucking losers, not that Devin Williams is one. I'm talking about the rule. Devin Williams shows up to spring training, walks by the cameras, full beard, just big ass beard. He's had a beard. I think he said he had it for the last 6 years. Welcome to the club. I mean, it's been like, I don't think I've been clean shaven since like 2011, but he walks by full beard on report day, which I just took as a message to say your rules or rule singular sucks. Like this thing sucks. And I remember, growing up in high school at the peak of the Red Sox Yankee rivalry, obviously Johnny Damon, the big thick beard. And then in 2013, the Red Sox do the antithesis of the Yankees. They all have beards to be like, fuck you, we're not like you. I just think that in 2025, like thinking about it, like how stubborn I am, I wouldn't play. Like, I understand like Devin Williams got traded there. There's nothing you can do, but as a free agent, I like not shaving my face would factor into my free agent. Like, I don't even care if they were like the top bidder, and people could sit there and be like, oh, like, yeah, until they throw 300 million and the next bid is 250. Like, you're taking the 300. No, it's like 250 and I get to keep my identity, or 300 and I get to look like a fucking little boy. Like, no, I'm good. Change my whole identity for you? No. Why? Why would I do that?
I hate the rule. I fucking hate the rule, but I'll say this. I respect the Yankees for standing their ground.
Legally, I don't think they can. Like, if Devin Williams was like, I'm not doing it, what grounds do the Yankees have to enforce that?
And I do not know. And the one thing that I think, though, is just the big conversation that we have around freedom, right? Freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want. You can, if you say certain things, those come with punishments. There's things you just simply cannot say, and freewheeling. And that, like when you're employed. So you're representing a brand. That could just very well be their bylaws, man. This is how we roll. Nobody has facial hair, period. This is who we are. You want to be a part of this. This is who we are. If we're seeking you out, you got to know that this comes with this. So to your question, I would ask, and I've said this with Derek, what if Derek Jeter showed up and was like, no, I want to rock a beard. I want that. If Garrett Cole showed up and was like, you know what? You want to know what gives me the confidence to get guys out? You want to know what gives me is having this beard. You want me to punch out Juan Soto? I need a beard.
Yeah.
I need a beard. You don't want me to fucking, you don't want me to walk Raffy. I want Garrett Cole up there not doing this, when fucking Devers steps up to the plate.
Yeah.
And if Cole says, hey, you want to know what would get me in the mindset to shove it up that fucking guy's ass? Is if I could just grab my beard and kind of hunker down and get into a mental state. And then right after that, go, all right, let's fucking, obviously we're getting crazy, but seriously, what if Garrett Cole walked in and was like, bro, I'm not doing it? What do you do?
If I had Garrett Cole's talent and my personality, that would have happened. I would have been like, listen, I'm the best pitcher on planet Earth at the time of his signing. You want me, you need me. I want to be there, but let's talk. Like, I would have brought it up in the negotiations. Like, let's talk about this beard rule. Like, can I be the first guy to be like, this is stupid, and like I feel more confident with it, and I don't feel like myself without it. And do you really want me out there feeling naked? Like, can we talk? Like, cause I get it. Like the unkept, if you look like a slot, like Brandon Marsh, like if you're out there looking like that, then it's like, okay, sure. But like, can you keep it kept? If it's like, would an office setting approve of this? Yes. Okay. Then sure. Like if you want to like keep it that way, fine. But
if you walked in with a beard like mine and then they said, you know what?
Yours is like kept, it's long, but it's kept.
Yes. But still, this still might be like too much. And they might say, you know what if you, and then they show you a picture of your length and they're like, we could deal with that. People would be like, I'm in, I could do that.
Sure.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I do though. The other part of me, in a world where it feels like everybody is bending over backwards to please everybody simply because you just don't want to be the person that's pissing off somebody, it's okay to go, hey, you know what? This isn't for you. This ain't for you. Keep your beard, keep your mustache. Fuck me and the rest of all of us who are doing it this way. That's fine, man. That's fine. Like it is absolutely a cultural mechanism that allows the Yankees, in their minds, to operate a certain way. Like there is just a certain level of expectation that comes along with showing up to the ballpark before you ever put a uniform on, whether that's a Braves uniform, an A's uniform, a Red Sox uniform, or a Yankees uniform. What the Yankees have done is they've separated themselves from 29 other organizations when it comes to an expectation right off the bat. Off the bat. And that's something, whether you agree with it or not, that I think should be acknowledged as a sense of pride for the Yankees, because they've said year in and year out, decade after decade, we're not changing. This is who we are.
George is dead. like he's fucking dead. He's been dead for a long time. Like I get it if, say, Hal took over the Yankees and George was old and sick and unable, he wasn't with it mentally and he was still alive. It's then it's like, okay, yeah, we want to honor you while you're still, like, we're not going to disgrace your tradition while you're still alive. But traditions change. It's the same thing. Like
think sports media. Think sports media, Jared. Think sports media. What do you see on ESPN? What are they wearing?
They're wearing sneakers. They're more casual.
No. Time out. They're wearing sneakers. Are they still wearing a suit? Are they still wearing a tie?
Some shows, but not all shows. No.
The what I will call the mothership, what's referenced to as the mothership. So ESPN, if you're watching ESPN, those shows, those folks are wearing sports jackets, right? Sports coats, dressed business professionally. Go to MLB Network, hoodies with drawstrings.
I'll be on tonight. I'll be on tonight, 6 p.m.
There you go. Download it.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
But every time that I've gone on MLB Network, I mean, I don't dress like, I'm not going to wear a jersey or something like that, but like I'm not wearing a suit.
No. I mean, even calling baseball games. Like I was a part of the era where suit and tie. I was rocking a fucking 3-piece suit for fucking 5 years. Mm-hmm. And then one day they were like, here's a polo.
Yeah.
Save your travel bag and keep your jackets at home.
Yeah.
Done.
I had to do suit for TV back in the day. That wasn't that long ago. 2016, through probably 18 was wearing suits for the baseball show with Loomer.
Yeah. Things change.
Yeah, so I think I don't know. I think it has to be someone like that though. Like it would have had to have been someone like Garrett Cole or Aaron Judge. I just don't think that like Judge cares that much. But Cole, like he was a beard guy. And
what if Judge fires it up? What if Judge fires it up? Postseason beards, October beards.
He did. He's had off-season beards, Judge. So it's not like he's not a beard guy. You know, like I think it's very interesting in the off-season when you have guys like posting pictures in the offseason on vacation and they're like Stanton and Judge and Glaber, like Severino, like all those dudes used to rock beards in the offseason and then they show up to camp looking like a baby's butt. I would hate that. Yeah. I just wouldn't like, I know it sounds crazy. Everyone would be like, oh no, like if they're paying you $300 million, you do it. I'm like, I would make a fucking big stink about it if I had to shave my fucking, like you're talking to someone that like I can't, obviously we're not talking money here, but in 2012, 2013, when I was trying to make ends meet with this career and I went to EMT school because I was like, all right, I'll be a firefighter. And I'll do that, whatever, fucking 2 days. I'll have like the benefits and the salary and all that. And then on my days off, like I'll blog and I'll make video content, whatever else. Like I'll try to do both and have, you know, like an income. And I went to EMT school, got however many weeks in, and they were like, well, to be able to seal the mask, you can't have facial hair. And I was like, it's been a real pleasure, guys. You know, it's appreciate the opportunity. And I dropped out. Right then and there, that's all it took was them saying you have to shave your beard. And I was like, I'm good.
The worst part about diving, free diving, because I used to free dive when I lived in Hawaii. And that was the fucking, I would battle it. I had a beard. I ended up shaving my beard like lower and lower and lower just so my fucking mask would finally stay because yeah, you get down there fucking 30 feet and you're going to fucking, and you're toast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't see shit. Yeah. Not fun.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Devin Williams was probably the first guy that I saw show up and have to shave. I think it's probably because he showed up with the beard. So you can tell like this means something to me. First Yankee that I saw clean shaven that used to have a beard that I actually felt bad for because it was a trade. He didn't choose to be there. And it's like, just if I was in his position, I would be very vocal about how displeased I was about the situation. I just like again, and you could make the case he's the best reliever in baseball.
It's like it's like fucking
the best reliever in baseball says I'm not doing it. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. I mean, dude, look. The reason that I find that interesting is because of what we saw with your boy Crochet and the stance that he took when it came to usage, right? Mm-hmm. Something that has never been said out loud before for the public to consume. Like that was something that caught a lot of people by surprise. Mm-hmm. And not that you didn't think that would ever be said, but for a guy with the lack of tenure that he has to take that stance was something that shocked people. And it had never happened before until he did it. And it very well may be a stance that people take in the future. We saw it before he did with Josh Hader, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean by like, even going back to the Stroman thing, like guys are behaving and reacting to things differently than they ever really have in the past.
Yep. I'm just shocked that like, think of the volume of players who have played for the New York Yankees and you haven't had one guy that's like, I'm not fucking doing it.
Giambi was the closest.
Yeah, he would do like the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yep.
Clemens too.
Yep.
Clemens would have like a little scruff. Yeah. And then there was
didn't he, one from what I remember I remember reading that Roger Clemens pitched with a 5 o'clock shadow because he didn't shave during I did this too. And I did this because I heard this, because the work put in after game day is something that when you look in the face, you look yourself in the mirror, the stubble, the grit, that should reflect the work that you've just put in for this week. Are you proud of that? Can you look that man in the mirror? Or do you need to shave it because you're fucking living a lie? You didn't put the work in. That ain't the guy that needs to go out there on the mound. So I remember something to that ilk coming from Roger Clemens, and I was like, that's fucking going down.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's, you know, bend the rules a little bit, but if you're like a thick beard boy like Devin Williams, then I feel your pain. I support you, even though you're a Yankee. And anyone else in the beard community that wants to step up and say, I'm not doing it, you have our support here at Baseball is Dead.
We got your back.
Yeah. Okay. No more possibility for emergency pods, which is
no, done.
It feels right. I mean, like players are going to fucking report, like they're already reporting the fact that like we were even talking emergency pods still at this juncture was crazy.
Yeah. We got pitchers and catchers already in house. We got full squad workouts right around the corner. The emergency pod season is over. We've got spring training season ready to rock.
Brother, we got wheels up next week.
Mm-hmm.
A week from Saturday.
Roughly. Yeah.
No.
Florida.
Yes. The Airbnb situation is speaking of facial hair, I already said this on section 10. Was never a body hair guy before. My chest hair situation. I've pretty much since like 2010. It was like, oh, Randy Orton shaves his chest. I shave my chest. I would always use the WWE excuse. Be like, they have muscles, so they shave their bodies because you can see the muscles better. And then this offseason, I was like, let me just see how it looks. You know what? I've been trying to tell everyone about this show. Ray Donovan. I'm trying to get everyone to watch it that hasn't seen it. And fucking Ray Donovan's walking. Yeah. Ray Donovan is walking around in his fucking suit. That's all he wears is suits. He's got the buttons down. He's got the chest hair popping. I was like, I bet I could pull that off. And boy, Dallas. So no free ads.
Let me see your tits.
I'm not even going to hold on. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. God damn, boy. Shit. There's a t-shirt company that I use, and if they want to advertise with us, then they can pay us to do that. But they forever only made just t-shirts. And the second that I started watching Ray Donovan, I was like, let me circle back and see if they make V-necks. And boy, do they. So I ordered 15 of those motherfuckers in every color.
Are they solid colors?
Yeah.
That I know I have a very good idea of the t-shirt.
Yeah, TC.
Was this an Instagram purchase originally?
I want to say maybe they did once upon a time advertise in the Barstool days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But maybe I saw it on like Facebook or Instagram advertising too. They do advertise a lot of those places.
Yeah. Because those are my go-to travel shirts. Throw 4 of those in the fucking bag.
Are the initials TC?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah. But they didn't make V-necks for the longest time. And I was like, let's circle back. And they do. So now I've got a bunch of I'm only wearing V-necks this summer. Catch me at Fenway with like wearing a polo with no buttons buttoned or a V-neck all fucking summer, dude.
That reminds me of a time. Me and Wilson. This is, speaking of like dressing professionally, like we had this big, huge, like this gala, this agency ball thing that we had to go to 1 year in spring training. And I mean, there's a fuck ton of A-list, like big names. And me and Wilson are going, and I'm wearing a fucking, just like a, collared shirt, whatever. And I'm downstairs waiting for fucking Weeze to come down. And this dude comes down in a pair of fucking cut off Lululemon sweats with a pair of fucking Cons, like Converse, the high top Cons, like the grandmamas, fucking with the React juice.
Yeah.
and a bright pink V-neck, and I swear to God, the fucking V was down to his fucking belly button, and then off to the side of the V, in fucking hand scribbled Sharpie, it just said AGINA.
Oh.
And we walk into this we walk into this room and these people, and I mean, the fucking pool is like covered and it's a dance floor. They got ice sculptures. It's just a fucking show. And I swear to God, the entire night, everything just stopped and just fucking whoop right to this dude. And I have never felt like under a spotlight more in my life. And I was not even the dude that they were looking at, but just a fucking all-time V-neck, bright pink V down to the belly button with the word agina written in Sharpie on the side. Oh, I couldn't handle it.
There needs to be a movie about his life someday.
Couldn't fucking handle it.
I don't think people would believe it.
No, dude, like we were just talking the other day, like our trip to our trip to Europe, our trip to Ireland, our trip to
Macau.
When we went to fucking that was when we went to Asia. We did Thailand, we went to fucking Amsterdam, got caught in a fucking snowstorm. Like, we have had some absolutely wild shit happen to us. Wild.
And that's just
shit.
what you've seen.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I'm talking like him and I. Well, he will readily admit, like, shit didn't really go off the rails until he met me. Like, we spent fucking time in jail in Thailand together. Like, we've had some.
That needs to be a movie. Jake, book M. Night Shyamalan. We need to get this made into a movie.
M. Night who?
It's a callback. It's a callback because Milky didn't know his name.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fucking Milky.
Let me see if I can find that clip. It's very
How
funny.
does Milky butcher fucking Shyamalan? Come on, I got him being a Shyamalan guy.
He is. He saw one of the movies. Oh, I gotta find this clip. I think it's on the out of context.
What you got a favorite Shyamalan movie?
What was the alien one? Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, the one with
the
Mel
other
Gibson.
day. That shit is fire. It's a great film.
Say who directed it.
M. Night Shyamalan. What's his name?
That's crazy.
M. Night
Shyamalan.
I know he's famous.
M. Night Shyamalan.
It looked really hard to read when they put it on the screen. I saw.
Like he was just fucking chewing on his own tongue. What happened? Coley, what a dick.
Constant,
he knew right away.
Content.
Coley knew right away.
The ad read last night, Jake, just went off the fucking rails. Like we had a Blue Moon read, and like I'll set it up, and then you get to the middle part where it's like, all right, make it your own, and I'll kick it to someone and be like, like, Milky, you're gonna have some Blue Moons this weekend, right? And he's like, yeah, my aunt just died, so I'm gonna be slamming Blue Moons by her casket. And we're like, bro, what? It was unhinged behavior from this guy. Like,
oh my God, dude.
And after the show, we were like, were you guys close? And he was like, yeah, we were very close. We were like, bro, first of all, sorry, but like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Milky, pick a spot. God.
Yeah, he's a cartoon character.
Oh,
like
he's my favorite. He's my favorite.
Yeah, we actually. So I had a call with some of the folks at Underdog, because I think we've said this publicly. I'm not sure, but like there will come a point soon where we're splitting the YouTube channels. One will be Section 10, one will be Baseball is Dead, and we're kind of brainstorming on content ideas. So if we're gonna have two separate channels, then we want more content for each page. And Down on the Farm is like a segment that we would do on Section 10 talking about like the Red Sox prospects. And like I know the top 10 guys, maybe the top 15, but then you got Milky and Coley talking about like the number 29 prospect, and me and Steve are like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like we just can't even contribute to the conversation. So we kind of like want to take some segments from the pod and then make them YouTube shows. Like Down on the Farm might be a YouTube show. And I was pitching to the folks at Underdog. I was like, how fascinating would it be to just put Dallas and Tyler on a show together to just talk about anything at all? And just have it like just different cross-pollination shows between the two podcasts. I don't even know what you guys would talk about, but it would just be fascinating to like watch you both pick each other's brains. Like you both trying to just discover each other on a deeper level. Like that would be fantastic content.
Yeah, I feel like Milky is I feel like he's very intelligent.
He is.
And then I feel like he's also, because I have friends like this, he's very intelligent, but then there's a lot of the basic common sense stuff that kind of escapes him.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And those are always, I really love people like that because there's an air of genuineness to them that can't be faked.
Just
it can't be contrived.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely pure.
Mhm.
And those are gems of human beings. And that's who Milky is.
It is. Yeah. So you let me know your thoughts. I mean, I'm kind of just throwing ideas out there, but seeing you guys just in a cage together, you two, nobody else, and see what comes of that. I feel like that could be fantastic content as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think just as far as like big, broad picture topic is concerned, I think that would be great.
Yeah. Like even if it was literally just about like conspiracy theories.
Absolutely. Yes. Even that. Oh, please that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Jake, what other combos do you think would work as like spin-off series?
I feel like, I mean, it's going to be tough to beat Dallas Tyler. I feel like
Jay
Dallas
and
just
Coley
teaching
could
him
riff for days, I think.
Yeah. Lot of good combinations.
Yeah.
I want to see a Joey and Milky train wreck. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I think you refereeing a conversation between Joe and Tyler would be just you, like them two communicating, but then you being in the middle to direct traffic and yeah.
Trying to make sense of what the fuck either one of them are talking about.
Yeah.
Do either of you know what either of you are talking about right now? Oh.
Yeah, that show could be gold, honestly.
Yes, Joe just fucking passing his emphysema through the microphone to everybody.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. So we'll see. But all right, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Dallas, what do you got planned this weekend?
Ooh, I'll be headed to Arizona.
Scottsdale?
Scottsdale.
Okay.
Yep. Wheels up to AZ for a few days, right back. And then spring training. Then we're going to Florida.
Yeah.
I'll see you boys out in Florida. And then back to AZ for our spring training trip.
Yeah. Do you have any V-necks?
I do. I do have V-necks.
I think we should just
pack?
do V-necks in Fort Myers.
Pack the V-neck?
Yeah. Just
right.
V-necks only for spring training.
I got to tell you, if we're in the trust tree right now,
yeah.
And this is just between you and I and Jake, nobody else.
Yeah.
I am an absolute shell of myself physically after the end of November, December. We both had surgery, and then so back in the gym for like a week or so, and I am frail. My fucking body hurts.
Yep.
So I am on the mend. I am on the rebound. So I could use a little motivation.
Yeah.
Hold me accountable.
Sure.
But I'm grinding.
Yeah. Same. I'm obviously with you. The holidays shut me down. The surgery shut me down. So I'm on like week 2 of abbreviated workouts. Like we keep a whiteboard here. Did I send you the picture of what Corey did? Like we made vinyl stickers for the wall that says Rocket Performance Center. It looks fucking amazing. Have I showed you that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's amazing. But we get the whiteboard, so we keep track of all of our PRs, and no one is close. Like we're like where we were maybe 2 months ago, we're doing 33% of that right now.
Yeah, like I grabbed the 60s to start like do an incline, and like rep 8, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Why can I not? Like I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there.
So the grind.
Yeah.
The V-neck might not be popping the way I need it to.
No, but we're going to wear them together.
Okay. All right.
We're going to V-neck together. And no shame, no judgment, no shame. Jake, what do you got going on this weekend?
Probably just jerking off to Bregman highlights all weekend.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll send you some if you need some.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Dallas has a great Bregman highlight that he likes to tweet all the time.
It's one of my favorite highlights.
Yeah.
One of my favorite highlights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How I like to yank on him. That's totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for.
What were you gonna say?
I forget. I was gonna ask a question. Clearly not important.
Something about Bregman?
It was. Yeah, I lost it.
I mean, do we do a rematch?
I don't know that the rematch, I'll be honest. And I didn't want to get into this because there's some numbers that I know we're excited about the move. So I'm not going to talk about how the plate discipline has waned. I'm not going to mention how the foot speed has dropped off significantly. I don't want to do any of that. So we're not going to talk about that. I don't know that he would benefit from a rematch.
Ooh, so you're saying I fucking got his number, huh?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying
sounds like
Father Time is undefeated is what I'm saying.
I mean,
and
it's not like he got older and I didn't.
No, but like I said, there's just some things that might tell me that might not be the matchup he's after today.
Makes sense. I mean, I am in probably better physical condition than most of major league players, but
after you just got done telling the world how you're 33% of yourself.
Well, I can hop on a cycle before we go down there. They don't test for wiffle ball.
What was I? Yeah, they don't test the announcers either.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
All right. We'll be back on Monday with more Baseball is Dead. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you then.
Wow.